Hey, what's up you guys? This is Junior Trader, and in this video we are taking a look at the analysis on 5 stocks. They are Microsoft, Netflix, Baba, MicroStrategy, and Lulu. We'll take a look at these individual stocks because some may be a buy, some may be not a buy, and some may be just sideways. It's more about talking about the analysis and what to do in the price action of these stocks. Some could be a great buy as well, but we'll talk about all of that in this video. Now, before going further, as always, none of this is any financial advice, only for education purposes, just sharing my opinion. Please do your own thing. S&P 500, just want to take a look at it before we move on to our individual stocks. At all-time highs pretty much, and it's bullish. Okay, so we'll just leave it at that. I want to focus on those 5 stocks. Nasdaq 100 not quite at all-time highs, but it's still in the bullish case here. So all good on Nasdaq 100 as well. Let's jump on to Microsoft. So what is Microsoft price action telling us? Is it a buy here? So Microsoft has been in a decline for quite some time over here, right? Now it's getting at a zone where it's showing us some structure at 200 days moving average together with some double bottom formation here, and it's trying to climb back up. Now there's an important level to watch here. As we can stay above that level, Microsoft technically is in the build up phase to the upside. Okay, what is that level? The level is significant level right over here, marked by my tool for you, 484 and 63 cents. As Microsoft stays above it, yes, we are in this little bit of a strengthful build up phase for upside. If we lose that level, the level of 484 and 63 cents, then no, we will get again back in the weakness, at least for now, and then we'll have to wait and see what the price action does next. And as if we can continue to break through to the upside above 489 and 60 cents to 492 and 30 cents, that will build up like a add into the strength that is already building right now above this zone of 484 and around 60 cents or so, and that will add up like proper longevity in the strength on Microsoft. Okay, 490 area zone above this zone. Now the thing is that I am still being cautious on Microsoft because it's just recently came from its all-time highs, forming a double top there. But trading technically, this is where I would look at as right now it's in the build-up phase, and as we break those levels above, as I just mentioned, we can a little bit add more to the strength on Microsoft, and it has a room to continue up. Okay, fundamentals hasn't changed of Microsoft, so all good. Now, where will be the problem? Even though our early telltale sign of the weakness will be below 484 and 60 cents, we won't be in big trouble until we lose level of 472 and 50 cents. If we lose that, then we're gonna make a next leg lower, which may bring us down all the way to 447 and maybe then $440 or so. But so far, this is the plan to look at as Microsoft again accordingly have a stop loss, accordingly size in and out the position as per the levels that I mentioned. All right, the next stock we are looking at is Netflix. So Netflix has a lot going on for it right now in terms of its news, their whole Paramount deal and all, but Warner Bros deal and all, and competing with Paramount. But the point is that stock is in the downtrend right now. Okay, but don't just skip on this part because there's important price action I want to talk. Netflix has been in the decline since it technically is broke the structure around the month of July here. Okay, and it's been almost 6 months that we have been in the decline. Technically, structure is still bearish on Netflix here, guys. Okay, it's not in an uptrend, it's still in the downtrend, but we are seeing some stabilization, at least for now. $97 is the zone to watch on this thing. As we continue to stay below it, we are still technically in the overall negative structure. Okay, but we have a little bit of a rebound building up on this thing here. Okay, and this rebound first phase would be until $97. That's the possibility, but Since we're in the downtrend, there is no guarantee of how strong the rebound would be. Okay, let's take a look at the hourly interval as well. So rebounds, if you want to play a small position, and that could be done with a stop loss below $93.60 around. And as we continue to hold the level 94.20, yes, it has a room to push 97 around, but that's only above $97 area is where I would be a little bit more confident. If you are building up into this rebound, then only add more above 97, and that can push a little bit higher Netflix slowly and slowly. It's in the downtrend, but $97 above, things may start to change on Netflix. It may start to give us some stronger upside, and that may open up the doors to like $106, at least for the first part. Okay, and then we'll see the more stabilization as it happens. So yes, it's eventually, it's still a quite a ways away from turning around, but it's showing us some first steps of stabilization. Now, for the long term, Netflix, I would like to have, if I can get more cheaper price for the long term portfolio, which, there's a fine line between trading and long term portfolio. But if I want to look at as for the long term, I would love to get it at a cheaper price, but I also know that that may not come. So as we can continue to break above 97 or even stay above like 92 to $93 moving forward, this could be a place to at least, even in the long-term portfolio, have some position in Netflix. It's long-term portfolio. Okay. If you anytime don't feel like holding, just because if you get into the drawdown, then the stop loss, even in the long-term portfolio, if you're not willing to, have a appetite or risk tolerance for whatever reason, your stop loss has to be below $91 to $92 around. Okay, so above that, we do have a phase that things can build up on this thing. All right, the next one we are looking at is strategy, then Lulu, and then we'll get to Baba. Okay, so MicroStrategy or strategy. So this thing did some more dilution lately. Okay, they didn't buy, I think last or this week, which considering last week, they announced it this week. They didn't buy more Bitcoin, but they did at the market offering, they did that of the share selling of MicroStrategy, and that's where the problem is becoming now. Yes, they are like, oh yes, we are building our chest for the dividends payout and all, but the problem is that you are giving back investors the same money that you are taking it out of the stock's value, right? So is dividend really a dividend? No, you're just giving back the investors their own money, right? With the decline in the near term. So yeah, it's not a good sign. Anyways, so it's still in the decline. Bitcoin is still in the decline as well. It's in the downtrend. I'm not gonna do analysis of Bitcoin in this video, but it's also in the decline right now. It showed some signs so that it can push up, but $89,000 is what you have to keep watching on Bitcoin still. Let's get back to the strategy here. So the thing is that definitely if they do more and more dilution here, that's a problem, because yeah, it's just gonna get more and more deviated from the relation with the Bitcoin then, right? Anyways, it's in the decline, it's in the bearishness levels to watch on this thing though. You should be hopeless, all right? That's the way to put it. You should be hopeless on strategy until and unless it gets above 174 around. Okay, that's the zone. Like that's when you can be like, okay, there is some chance on this thing. I'm saying there's a chance on this thing, okay? But that's the zone to watch right now around. That is around 172 to 174 around. Okay, it's a zone. If strategy can get above it without breaking further below, let me put it that way as well, then it has a chance. Okay, otherwise, no, you're cooked right now. Okay, it's in the decline, it's still bearish. Can it form a double bottom here? Well, we have to see some more strength right now. Proper, I would say, with a stock like strategy that is in a headwind with the decline in Bitcoin as well, and its dilution and business model a little bit falling apart, their business model falling apart. So you should at least avoid these type of stocks because they are not business driven that much. They are just driven by crypto price, that their whole theory behind it. So For such type of stocks, I would suggest don't even play the rebound. You wait for a proper breakout. Now I'm saying proper breakout, but 174 above, 172 to 174 above, it's a start. I would say you still got to be careful on a stock like strategy. Okay. All right, moving on. Lulu is the next one, guys. So Lulu, this is something I have talked on my Patreon as well with members back over here. Since the time 170, I have said it's a good buy place for the long-term portfolio. Right now, it's technically in the decline. I even mentioned after earnings that any pullback you get, it's a near-term buy, at least for now. Now, the place where we are, look, it's still gonna go. It's a little bit of sideways phase for now. For the long term, if you wanna get into it, I won't suggest get big on Lulu. No, you can still build a very small position if you wanna be. Okay, it's it has a room to push higher in coming years. For the long term portfolio, use the opportunity until 174 to slowly build into the position for any pullback you get for the long term portfolio. For the near term, that recent run up that we captured at the yellow zone, that right now is a little bit escaping, which is fine. We got to one of the prominent levels of 200 days moving average. Those are your telltale sign that you got to size down your position or get out, at least until we see a next confirmation. And right now, we may a little bit stay in the weakness below $213 or 214 to put it simply. Near-term weakness may remain for the trading side of the things. If you are looking for a long-term buy, I would say you can combine that with technicals as well when the technicals turns bullish. But until 175 for the long term, it's still okay. Any pullback until 191 for you, if you start to see stabilization at 191, it may not come much lower. So that's also a good price point. Okay. Anyways, it's not a tech stock, so take it as what it is. I won't go beyond this thing at this point, but still a small position for the long-term portfolio. Is it worth it at these cheaper prices? I would say yes, but do what you feel like doing. Okay. All right, guys, the last one is Baba, Alibaba. Let's get to that. So what is Baba doing for us? Well, let me check something here real quick. Okay. So what is Baba doing here for us, guys? So Baba has a room to push up. Now, this thing we have played from $83 as well before in the past, but the point is that right now it has a room to push up, but you have to be very careful with this thing. Okay, excuse me. So we do have to hold some critical levels. We don't want to lose 146. If we lose 146, then no, there is no point, first of all, for the upside play. It is showing some strength. It's getting to a level where as we break out, it can push up to levels like 160, then even can test 190 again. What is that level? The level and the zone is 153 to 154. If it can push above it, it can push a little bit stronger above it. Okay, so that's something you gotta be watching on this Alibaba. Long-term portfolio, I would say, this is, I would say, trade it rather than going into the long-term portfolio. But these are the type of companies which are at the helm of what the administration and US plans in their international policies. So you may be stuck around those. So long-term portfolio, I would not suggest going out of US stocks. Outside US stocks, consider them as just your, like, for trading only. Okay, just my opinion. You can do whatever you like. All right, that's all I had for you in this video, 5 stocks analysis. This may be the format moving forward that I would like to keep on my channel. If you like this format, please hit the like. That's one of the ways you can tell me that you like this format. And with that, guys, I'll see you in my next videos. Take care. Bye.